Hello everybody, my name is Marta Balaga. I'm back at the Scandinavian house, at the Scandinavian terrace. I think that's how I'm going to call it from now on. And I'm here with the lead actress from Sick of Myself, a very, very interesting film presented this year in Cannes, Kristine Kujath Thorp. Did I do it right?
Yes, you did.
So glad.
Very
I've been
good.
practicing for 15 minutes today.
Yeah.
As I told you before, when we just met, I really think after seeing this film, after seeing Ninja Baby, that those are such courageous roles. Because those are not easy people to love, not right away at least. It gets some time to understand them, I would say to even feel affection for them, because that's what happened with me in the case of those two films. But are you looking for things like that? Like, how did it happen? It's just very interesting.
I always look for parts that are, with characters which has many different sides to them, several layers. Where there's something to really dig into, something I like. When I read the script, I would think this is difficult to do. Then I'm like, yes, I want to do it.
That's the approach.
And both with Ninja Baby and with Sick of Myself, it's also female leads that are not usually portrayed in movies. There's a lot of films with male lead that are unlikable. And it's not that common with the female leads. So that's also like a selling point for me. And as well with the Ninja Baby, with Rakel, she's also, this really relaxed kind of girl who talks about shit and everything really openly. And that's not usual to see in the movies as well. So
it's true, I loved it about her. I this kind of thing that you don't feel stressed all the time about what people think of you. I think that was very refreshing to see.
Yeah,
definitely.
Absolutely.
But it's true that I don't know why it's so hard for people to think that women can be unlikable in cinema. I mean, we can be horrible all the time.
Absolutely.
And we love it.
And it's as interesting to watch, if maybe not more, than a man being disgusting. I mean, I think just people have to understand that female leads are as interesting, if not more interesting than male leads.
And of course it's exaggerated in the film, but I think her need to get attention and sympathy and be just in the center for a bit, I think that's very universal, and many people can sympathize with that and just see it in themselves even. I think we're that way. We're not perfect like that. But I mean, how did you see that part of her? Because sometimes you don't even know where does it come from? Like at the first look, she seems to be fine. Like she's young, gorgeous, like you are. There is some similarity. You don't understand, but it's there, and she's really working towards making it happen for herself.
Yeah, I think like when I worked with Signe, trying to figure out how she worked and how her mind was going. I work a lot with false memories. Like I write like a long story and improvise backstories and memories for myself.
False memories of the characters.
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah. So I can use that in the scenes we're doing on screen, even though the audience will never know that I'm thinking about stuff like that. But it's really helpful for me. And for me, she's been doing this for like ages, like since she was a child. I was picturing she's the kind of girl in what is it called, elementary school, like faking that she's fainting and faking that she's homesick, like crying a lot to get attention and stuff like that. So I don't think it's a new thing for her to act like this, but she's taking it like to the next level in this movie.
And it's so funny because the film is gorgeously shot, and the whole universe is just, it's a beautiful life that they have, in theory at least. So when everything goes so wrong, and when her body starts to change in such an extreme way, for me there was almost some comedy from it, because it just felt so unexpected. Like, how was it for you once you knew that prosthetics is going to be involved, that it's going to really go that far?
It was challenging. Not that I was going to look like that, but to put all the prosthetics on, it took like at least 2.5 hours at the most. I was sitting in the chair for 7 hours and then doing a whole day of shooting. So that was intense and very I get really bored extremely quickly. So like sitting down still and you can't move and you have to like look there. You can't sleep. You can't do anything for 7 hours straight. That was kind of horrible at times. Yeah.
I think you're ready now for Marvel super productions. I think somebody told me that Ian McKellen has this weird talent of just falling asleep when he's waiting for his scene. So maybe that's something to be...
Lucky him. Lucky him.
him.
I wish I could do that. Yeah. I managed to fall asleep one time. It was like maybe I slept for 2 minutes or something. And everyone was so proud because she finally fell asleep.
Like, we finally broke her a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's a wonderful place for this film to premiere because Cannes tends to embrace films that are maybe a bit more unexpected, a bit... I don't want to say hard because I found it extremely watchable and actually fun. But there is something dark about it that just makes you really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, are you excited about premiering here? Because I think it's gonna change the future of this movie for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Cannes is like the gold medal. I mean, it's the best you can go, and it's like a dream come true coming here with a movie and premiering here. It's legendary. I'm extremely happy about that and super excited.
I hope you're going to look back on those days and say that it definitely was that legendary for you.
Yeah,
the whole experience. I'm
I
afraid
hope
to
so.
ask what are you planning? But it's also, I mean, it's not a romantic film necessarily, but the central relationship is so crucial.
Yeah.
The way they treat each other, the way they talk to each other. You think there is connection, you think there is affection, but it's so strange sometimes. You just don't fully understand it. How did you talk about those two people, and why are they even together still?
Well, we talked a lot about that because I was that was like the big question the first time I read the script. Why are these two together? So we did like improvisations where we went back in time to the first time they met and tried to like figure out the whole, like all the years they had been together, how it like evolved into this, which was really helpful to understand the dynamics between them. I mean, they're very similar, so I think they can like mirror themselves or one another in the other person, and that they totally understand each other in a weird way.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think there's the love for themselves are sort of like mirrored in the other one, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, because there is something very appealing about, how do I put it, about being horrible in front of another person. Because I think they are at the point when they don't have to hide too many things.
Yeah. They are who they are with each other, and it's because both of them are horrible at times, most of the time. No, it's sort of, I don't know, a free space to be. It's a very weird dynamic, but yeah, in some weird way it works.
No, it's funny because I actually told your director that it's funny that it's being produced by the same people who brought The Worst Person in the World to Cannes, because it feels like that would be a perfect title to describe her, but also him.
Yeah.
As you said, like it's a love affair between two horrible people.
Yeah.
And there's something very touching about it in a way.
Yeah, in a weird way it is. I was super excited to talk to this girl yesterday who said that I don't feel any sympathy for them, but I feel so emotional after the movie. I don't feel any sympathy, I don't feel bad for them or anything, but it really touched me at the same time because it's so sad and disturbing.
That's a very accurate way to put it, I think. You understand. You don't necessarily like what you see, but you understand, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you're going to move on to something completely different now, because I've seen scenes from your upcoming films when you're going to be a nun.
Yeah.
Like, how does it feel? Because I know that you shot it afterwards, after this film.
The day after. Right?
The day after you shot it.
Yeah. It was, that was really, really
That's craziness right there.
Crazy. And just like the complete, I mean, they're day and night and kind of characters, so but I was so exhausted after doing this movie, so it kind of fitted the nun part because she's very low in energy and very low in energy and a little yeah, you have to see it.
So now,
I'm not
now
gonna spoil
when I
anything.
see the resignation, I'm gonna know where it came from.
I use that for getting into that part. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kristine.
Thank you.
And the new film is going to be called The Great Silence, so we're going to be looking forward for that. Maybe back in here, who knows? And so far, make sure it's going to be legendary this week.
I will.
I'm going to keep my
definitely
fingers
will.
crossed.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you so much.